Okay, so it's been a while since we've done a base update. We're going to look into Aerodrome. We're going to look into another base project that all of you guys need to keep your eye on. But right now, the community is freaking out. And that is because we are now in the midst of a pullback for not only Bitcoin, not ETH, but for a lot of our alts, right? We've seen 10% corrections across the board this entire day. Now, before we do get into all of the altcoin stuff, we got to look at Bitcoin dominance. And what we're seeing right now, guys, is our long-term support is still acting as support. So what we'd like to see now is a new lower high be formed on Bitcoin dominance. You're seeing we've got a small sell order block at around 64% right now. We've had a strong daily candle close or a strong daily candle for Bitcoin dominance. When you go and check out the weekly, then you can see there's not really any order blocks above us. However, we have got a big order block at around 54 to 52%. Could this be where altcoin season finishes? And we got to remember, guys, a lot of our altcoins, right, things like AERO, have had massive pumps up over the past few weeks. AERO went up 110%. Ethereum, even if you don't go from the low and we just go from this point here, right, in June, it pumped up 82%. Other coins that I'm sure a lot of you guys hold, right? Ondo from the buy zone went up 87%. Okay, so it's very normal that Bitcoin now wants to consolidate. When you really zoom in, guys, you're going to see we've got massive support here at around 115k to 116k. I believe there's a CME gap at around 115k. So maybe we just need to go down, fill that CME gap. We come to the apex and we have a breakout, but we're not going to find that out until the end of the week. Okay, which direction we're going, if we're going higher or if we're going to go lower. But my bet would be that we're just having a consolidation after a monstrous move up to 123k before the next pump. Now, DEX volume or DEX trading volume on base is up 46.2% week over week. You guys are seeing that Aerodrome is now the number one DEX, right? Everyone is coming in. Basically, base is pretty cheap, pretty fast, reliable, very easy. A lot of people now want to be trading a lot of base coins. Okay, it's not the same as last cycle when we only had Uniswap and then PancakeSwap came around and everyone wanted to use that because it's cheap using BNB. Aerodrome is pretty much eating up all of the competition. And not only that, guys, but base currently has about a 70% market share in foreign exchange volume across blockchains. The biggest foreign exchange pair is Euro USD on Aerodrome Finance. Okay, and look, you can spend years saying you're building for the rails. You can spend years saying you're building the rails for global on-chain foreign exchange, or you can just do it. And what they've done is just do it, guys. Okay, volume by blockchain. Look at base, absolutely killing all of these other ecosystems. Now, I come across this, and this was pretty cool, right? Blockworks actually introduced a token transparency framework, which is a practical open source standard, which aims to close the information gaps of projects and bringing crypto closer to traditional securities in terms of transparency, right? So when we go and open this up, you look at the top, and project and team for Aerodrome, 10 out of 10. Token allocation, 17 out of 18. Market structure, 7 out of 7. Financial disclosure, 4 out of 5. So, nearly a perfect score, right? 38 out of 40. A lot of these coins on here doing pretty well. But when we're looking at Aerodrome specifically, very, very good. Very high marks on this, guys. So we check out the price of Aerodrome. Let's go and open this up. And on the short-term time frame, it does look like we're coming back down to retest even this trend line breakout. Okay, so we had a big order block at around $1, which we spoke about in a previous video, right? We said around $1 is going to be a psychological resistance level, and you're seeing that mimicked with the order blocks. Now we could be coming down to retest around 80 cents, which is going to be a 10% dump. If you didn't FOMO into this pump, you're fine, okay? And if you're looking for somewhere to FOMO, again, not financial advice, anywhere between 68 cents and 80 cents is going to be where people are setting up their buys. So we got to see how these order blocks do fare. Are we going to fall through this support, or are we going to find support on the first trend line? And recently, these order blocks have been getting front run, so I don't know. If there's another way that you guys want to track it, you can let me know. But right now, we're still in the midst of a massive breakout for Aerodrome. Okay, this is the 4 hourly, and we called up, had a breakout, came back down to retest. You could probably say this trend line actually, does go all the way from here, right? So it's a larger trend than what we first expected. But we had our trend line retest. If we can come back down and retest again, maybe we do something like this, where we're just coiling. It would make sense, okay? And then we either get a breakdown or we get a break up to try and retest between $1.20 and $1.45 for AERO. Now, another project that I've been looking at, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of, is AMPD. And they're a cross-chain protocol building tokenized IP, RWA rails, and AI tools on Base, right? The token is AMPD. So you can basically launch and distribute IP and transmedia, and the beta is live right now, guys. So we're going to check them out. You go to their website, go and follow their X, right? They're always posting. Go and have a look at their website in your own time. But IP is a $61 trillion market, and it's good to see that people are taking advantage of this, right? Especially on Base. Base seems to be like, projects that are building on Base seem to be like thinking outside the box. I don't really see too many people trying to tokenize intellectual property. And what they're trying to do is build a revolutionary cross-chain protocol ecosystem to distribute, track, and monetize IP assets across global markets. And if you want to go and check out all of their partners, you can go and check them out there, guys. So if you want to monetize your IP, that's going to be great. AI creator tools allow for productivity, while AI agents protect IP, assist with payments, and deploy marketing plans. So they're kind of like using two niches in one, right? RWA and AI. And then when you go to their team, I've actually spoke with their co-founder, I spoke with Kenny. Very smart man, been in the space for many, many years. Again, why I love this project, you know, when you meet the founders, I've had, you know, many calls with him on FaceTime or on Zoom, where, you know, he's super passionate, one of the top 100 innovators as well, okay? And then you've got Rog here as well, 10 years experience in creative industries and 5+ years in blockchain, okay? Then they've got their supporting team as well. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. Now, when it comes to the token price, it's a very new token, guys, okay? So market cap is super low. It's a gem, right? The more you look into it, the more you realize it's a gem, right? It did look like it found a floor over the past month, okay, beginning of July. And since then, it pumped up, you know, just over 100%. Now it looks like it wants to try and retest this range high, guys. So what we could say is for AMPD, a key area of interest for me, if it lets me draw a trend line, is probably going to be like down to here as like a buy. So 0.0004 or 0.0005 as a buy for AMPD, right? And this would be a hold until we do start to DCA out of our base plays, guys. So again, with this, it is a low market cap coin, so it's going to have a lot more risk than, say, things like Aerodrome, but more risk, more reward. You guys can do your own research into that. Right now, chart structure, there's not too much to go off, if I'm honest with you guys. Doesn't mean it can't be a good project. It doesn't mean something like this couldn't be happening right in front of our eyes, right? Where we are just coiling. And when we do get a decision time for Bitcoin, maybe in August when altcoins decide they want to break out again, right? AMPD is going to be ready for that breakout, guys, okay? So if we do use our fib retracement tools and we say from the top to the bottom, it looks like we could be targeting 0.001, which is, what is that, 300% move from where we are now, guys? I think it would be about that. 148% move from where we are. So not bad gains, and that's going to be pretty easy, guys. It will take it to like a 1.5 or $1.25 million market cap. So AMPD is another one to check out. Their link trees here as well. I'll leave a link for all this in the description. But right now, the main thing is to allow the market to do what it's going to do, guys, right? We have pullbacks after monstrous moves. To be honest, these pullbacks are not even that bad. ETH is at 3.5K. It was at 3.8K, cool. But a lot of us, we DCA'd down. If you were to watch the videos and you bought the trend lines, or even if you bought the breakout when we said the consolidated clear accumulation, that was, I think, I was like 1.8K. you're not sweating over a move from 3.8 to 3.5. So again, find coins that you want to be taking advantage of on the dip. Don't over allocate yourself. Remember, this is all part of the process as well. You guys let me know how you're feeling about the market in the comments. Let me see you in the next one. Peace.